Hey everybody, it's Kim here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to create new sequences in Storyboard Pro. The storyboard that we're looking at right now already contains a sequence. It's one sequence that envelops all of the panels and scenes in this storyboard. This means that wherever I am in the storyboard, if I decide to create a new sequence, it will automatically put that new sequence at the end of the sequence that already exists here. I can add a new sequence by pressing the Add New Sequence button in this toolbar. You'll see that it automatically adds a new sequence right to the end of the storyboard where the end of the previous sequence was. And in that new sequence, it will also put a new scene with a panel inside of it. You can then rename this sequence if you want to under the Panel tab. This one's already named Toon, and I'm happy with that. I'm going to leave that. But if you need to rename it, you can rename it here. Another way to add a new sequence is to go to Storyboard, New Sequence. And again, you will see a new sequence has been added after the last one we added with a new scene and panel within that sequence. And this one has automatically been named 3. Now, how do you add sequences to a storyboard that doesn't have any? When you create a new project in Storyboard Pro, it will by default not add a sequence to your project. So here we have a new clean project, and you can see down here that it has one panel and a scene around that panel, but there's no sequence around this scene. So let's create a few more panels and maybe 1 or 2 more scenes. Now we decide that these scenes or these panels over here, we want them to be in their own sequence or their own act. And these last 2 panels will be in a new sequence after that. So what we'll need to do is shift select the panels that we want to be within the sequence. Then we're going to go to Storyboard, New Sequence from Selection. Automatically it will take those panels that we've included and put them into one sequence, as well as creating a new sequence around the 2 panels that were left out of the selection, making this sequence number 1 and this sequence number 2. You cannot select separate panels that are included in the same scene and put those into a sequence. Panels that are included in a scene will all go into the sequence, even if you've selected one panel in that scene. For instance, if I select the first panel of this scene and I go to Storyboard New Sequence from Selection, it will create a sequence out of that entire scene rather than just the one panel. So that's something to keep in mind. If you decide that you want Storyboard Pro to automatically create a sequence for you when you create a new project, you can actually change this option in your preferences. I'm going to go to Edit, Preferences, and under the General tab, you'll see over here an Automatically Create New Sequence checkbox. If I tick that and say OK, the next time I create a Storyboard Pro project, it will create a sequence around the panel and scene that it automatically puts in for me at the beginning of the project. And that is how you create sequences and acts in Storyboard Pro.